Yeah, the files, sure.
Okay, let's get a piece of paper here underneath all of this stacks of stuff that I got in front of me. Wait a second, I want to get you a fresh piece. Here we go. I'm going to flip this over. Okay, you can fill, there are 26 letters. So pull 5 letters and say, say something beside them so I can understand the letter. Okay, go ahead.
C for cat.
Okay.
A for apple.
Okay. Okay.
S for Sam.
Okay.
D for Donna.
Okay.
M for Mary.
Okay. Well, we'll start out. What is your initial, Miss Canada? Just your initial to your name.
D.
D. Okay. So you chose D, but I can go through it twice. Would you like to choose another letter in the 5
Sure.
so we don't repeat?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, just give me a second.
Well, okay. Yeah.
K for kite.
T. Okay.
K.
Oh, K. Oh, okay. K. For Kate, you said. Okay, I got you. Sounded like Kate there for a minute. I don't know why, but anyway. I'll just go past that. Okay, the D area for your initial is your kind-heartedness. It's also your charming and somewhat a little flirtatious, but sometimes people mistake your kindness, for flirtation. So you got to watch it a little bit. We can be extreme with our own vibration, and your frequency is the kind-hearted, loving, that type of character. That would be like your character people would observe. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And every letter of the alphabet in my code, and the code was given to me in my meditation, so every letter has a negative and a positive to it. So the negative of the D letter is basically the not being able to receive. You go more to the extreme and give. So it's always good to balance that letter. Are you aware that the balance is hard for you, or receiving? Because because I'm reading the record. It says that you're more of a giver. You see?
Yeah.
And being a giver is good. It's better to give than receive. But the thing about it is that better to give and receive kind of gets everybody. It hooks you. So you feel like I'm giving. What's the problem here? Nobody actually is giving back. You see the problem there?
Yeah.
And really, if we're not getting the flow, it's called the flow. It's an energy thing. And if we're not getting the complete flow, we feel non-appreciated, of course. We don't feel honored, you see. And we don't understand it. And then we go to that, oh, my God, I can't believe this. I'm always giving, and I really love to give. I'm a grateful giver. But then again, in our back of our mind, we're human. We think, I don't see what the problem is. Shouldn't these people, or it may be a question or a judgment, shouldn't these people I'm giving to continuously, what's their problem? Well, we end up, Miss D, giving and to the wrong people. We have to look at that. That's a fact. We, what they call cast our pearls before swine, and that's part of the scripture too. We're always giving to people. We don't really question it. So therefore, we're just throwing some things away, and then we don't get the appreciation back from those people that they call swine or pigs or people of the world who have no understanding that we're being grateful. We're being kind-hearted to them. They don't have the comprehension. Make sense, darling?
Yeah.
So it says in the record here that you've done this. So the only thing you can do now is to kind of look at yourself, and say, oh, I'm worthy. You know, you make those kind of I am statements. I'm worthy, and I'm worthy of receiving. And when you do that, that totally opens up the channel. It totally just takes it all the way. So anytime you are a grateful giver, you will know who to give to. You'll make a recognition of it, and you'll say, well, this is a good person. This person is going to receive what I'm giving them, and I'm going to receive back. So the word receiving becomes a very important thing, as well as the giving word that you've been thinking about. Got it?
Yeah.
I love that, because I see so many D's, and I'm going to tell you the D area, your purpose. It gives you your purpose also, your first initial to your name. And your purpose is to be a giver. Your purpose is a caregiver, a healthy person. A lot of the D people are in the nursing field. Have you followed some of that?
Not nursing, but just...
caregiver?
Not really specifically in a job sense, but
no,
in other ways I have.
In your life, in your life force is what she's talking about. She says that that's your purpose, to follow that which is inside you by your vibration and frequency of your name. Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Now you could take it, of course, you could take it over and say, well, Brenda, what would I be good at? You know. Well, your purpose is to be a caregiver. And you can do that in many different fields, you say. You'll do it everywhere you go. You could be in a work situation, which may not be a hospital or whatever, like you said, a nursing situation. But yet, you will be urged in your desire and in your, as they call frequency, or your who you are, to be that way. That's your character analysis, so to speak. And the C... and the C area is your vocal ability. And it doesn't mean that you will always be a singer, but you definitely will be vocal. You're not going to keep quiet. You're not going to hush up when something is not in that force that you are, that source that you are of giving. You will look around and say, well, what's the problem here? Why isn't everybody being charitable? You see. So you may lead a charitable force. For instance, working with the Red Cross or some area. You'll always be drawn to an area of the caregiver in every one of these files. You see how that works?
Yeah.
So vocalization. And vocalization, like I said, doesn't have to be singing. It could be any kind of public speaking. So have you followed any of that she wrote down?
Yeah.
Good, excellent. Well, I see it here. The A area, of course, is the career area. It's the first of the alphabet. It's a circle when it's written in cursive. It means that what we do, our vocation, our adaptability. Actually, she wrote down here, adaptability, because you haven't really adapted as well as you thought you were adapting to the different careers that you chose. Because you felt resistance, because around you were people who did not have that same charitability, is what she's put down. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. She goes into the next letter, and you chose the letter S, which is a supporter letter. And definitely a giver is a supporter, because they're always giving support. But then again, she wrote, you're not getting the support that you need. And this is on the timeline now in 2016, so it's like you want people to see that you need support. And that occurred back at the vibration part, the receiving part. Because you have always been in a mode of giving, then you don't receive support for your own. And it says here, in relationship areas, this is what you're looking for. Someone who is equally, and we look at the equally yoked situation, equally as giving as you. Do you see how it is difficult to find that exactness in your own relationship area? Do you see that?
Yeah.
Now, you chose the K after we got rid of the D, and the K is the spiritual letter of the alphabet, okay? So you have spirituality. It's cooking. She's got X's by it and O's by it. You're in love with spirituality. because that's who you are. But then again, something happened back here on the timeline, and I'm looking back in the past, where you got hung up, and it says hung up, in a religious organization that caused you not to believe that you were as spiritual as you were at the very beginning of this incarnation. Making sense, my dear?
I don't know. I haven't been caught up in a spiritual organization.
Okay. So you had no training from parents or birth family that may have caused some belief problems on your spirituality. Is that correct?
That's correct.
She said that. So I'm just reading what she said. So you have no connections to Catholic, Baptist, anything that's formal at all, period. Is that right? Is that what you're saying?
I guess I do. I guess I have connection to a formal religion, yeah.
Well, I can explain that. Yeah, I can explain that. See, you entered in perfectly spiritual. But the interference, it was called static interference, so to speak, in your energy field. And that is still in your energy field now. You still have static. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, understanding your own static, you have to become aware of it. So you haven't recognized it, but she said you will recognize it because you'll feel resistance. And that resistance is being built up because you are spiritual. So making more I am statements of who you are will get rid of the static. Does that make any sense? Did I explain it better?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, we do that because of the, it's called a program, because some people call it a program, but it was a program. You were overburdened, confused, you were very young, and you were led many times to places that you didn't really need to go, but you did get some experience. But you got to put that aside because you're on the spiritual growth path. You know, you started with that little question, and then that question keeps coming back in my thoughts about relationships. And that seems to be the area, too, that there are problems with because you have early programs. And I'm going midway here. We're going early 20s. That's what it looks like. The age that of the physical is very hard to determine, but it looks like age 20 through almost to 35. Some kind of gap there. Maybe a relationship that caused more interference with your spiritual life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what we look at here is that static that was created that causes the future creation of relationships. So something hasn't been taken out, and it needs what we do when we have a little thing like that. We can do many things. We can do forgiveness for it and let it go. We can hang on to it until we recognize it. Mm-hmm. And I think you are recognizing it right now, because when I pulled it out, you said, aha. See, that was not spiritually equal, and it wasn't serving you. Do you recognize that now?
Yeah.
Did you do any forgiveness work on it to release it?
I thought I did.
Okay. Here's what you got to do both ways. You got to do the forgiveness towards it, the person involved, and you have to forgive yourself for becoming involved. Did you do both parts?
Probably not.
Okay, do both parts. And once you recognize that you were in it, contributing mostly to it, then that will solve your relationship problems on the timeline at this present moment. That's what she wrote. Okay?
Okay.
So you can't hold any judgments or do comparisons with that particular time period, okay, when you were unaware that it was happening and occurring, to anything that's happening now in the present moment, which is what's happening in the present moment. You're doing comparisons, conditional thinking, judgments on yourself and the other people you're involving with, that type of story. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So release it all. Say, okay, going to start fresh. Going to start fresh. I've done my forgiveness work. I've let it go. I'm not going to entertain it. And this is what we do. We entertain things that have happened in our past, bring it forward into the present moment, and cause conflict and confusion on the new and fresh relationship that's been coming towards us, because that's what the future does. It unfolds. We start creating problems, trouble, from the past memories. Does this make sense? I don't need to go further. You do understand the process.
Yeah, completely, yeah.
That's a process. That's a process.
Yeah.
So this is a process that you're in right now, and you must need, but she said, she writes different here. She says you must need to know. You must need to know. Not sure what she means by that. You must need to know that this is the relationship area of your spirituality, connected to your relationships, and your relationships to Source is included in all relationships. So Source, God, higher power, has to, you have to include it in the relationship, which means unconditional love, has to come into any relationships that's unfolding. And it isn't there because we didn't do the recognition till we opened the record. Got it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now I say to myself, I am that I am that I am. You say that. It's an affirmation of who you are. I am that which I am spiritual. So therefore, I am co-creating with Spirit, higher source, God, whatever you want to call it, and I am allowing a relationship to come to me that is that which I am creating. That's the way she wrote it. Got it?
Okay.
The letter M is your multitasking, which is an excellent letter to choose because everybody knows we do have multitasking, and you are an excellent multitasker, doing several things at the same time and doing them well. You can be hired in many different fields, and you will never be disturbed by all the tasks because you are a learner on spot, is what she wrote. This means any skill or any talent. It's not that you're learning it, you are remembering it. She wants you to remember that you can choose any field. Make sure that it follows the giving and the taking. That was her last note. Make sure it follows the total vibration of who you are, the giver and the taker, or the receiver and the giver, whatever way you want to look at it. And your relationships must follow that too. If you are a giver, don't over-nurture. Make sure that you nurture and hold back and then receive. Make sure you go to that balance, or you will leave your total vibration of who you are in spirit. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, questions, comments?
Can I still ask a relationship question? Or is it just questions and comments regarding what you said?
Go ahead. I'm here. I'm right here. I'm reading. I'm still looking at the letters, and go ahead. Question or comment. It's your floor.
No, a relationship question. I'm just involved with this guy now, and I'm just wondering at this point how you see it going.
Okay. How do you see it going would be the question of the recording angel. If what you see it is important, because you are the co-creator of it, correct?
Yeah.
So, you are wandering. The word wandering is the word of the secret. The W is the secret area of the alphabet. So you're holding a secret within you. A secret only you know that it is going in a direction you want it to go. Do you want me to reveal the secret that she wrote down that you have?
Sure.
It's called lack of confidence in your own self. She says that your secret, that's your secret now. You revealed it by using the word wandering. Okay? When we use the word wandering, means that we do not know who we are. We do not know we're co-creators. We do not know that we are actually unfolding the future. So that's your secret. Now, you revealed it. She read it. Now, what are you going to do about it? Because if you, it's up to you. You have free will. You understand that, don't you?
Yeah.
So if you keep wandering with your secret, that's what the word means. Wandering means secret. If you keep wandering with that secret and go to anybody, a medium, a psychic, or a reader, they are going to wander further because you are not telling them the real secret. In any relationship or any question you have, if you use that word, that is the word called secret. I know the word. You see, someone comes to me wondering, I know they're keeping a secret. You see? Got it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, reveal yourself. Who are you? Are you worthy of the relationship that you have created? Yes or no? What is your secret? Are you worthy?
Yeah. Yeah, I was just wondering whether this guy will stay in it or
Okay,
not.
so what you're doing is you are still in your secret. You're still in it. If you're still wandering and don't know who you are you? Give me the answer to your secret. Who are you? Who are you?
I don't
Do you know your own secret? Who you are?
I guess
Who
not.
are you?
I guess not.
You can't
I don't
answer your own secret, who you are? Who do you say you are? Who do you say you are, darling? When people ask you, who do you say you are? Do you say, I am a child of God? Do you say that?
No.
No? So you're keeping a secret. You want to keep that secret, who you are? I'm serious.
Yeah.
I guess you do. Okay? As long as you keep the secret, you're not going to know who you are, and you're not going to know that you're creating the relationship and that you're in charge of it, that you're controlling it. You want other people to control your relationships, and that can't be. If you know who you are. I know who I am. Ask me who I am. Ask me who I am.
Who are you?
I am a child of God. I'm a co-creator with God. That's what I tell people. You can't tell me your secret? You don't want to tell me who you are? You want to keep it?
I guess so.
I guess you do. As long as you keep it, you're going to keep wandering. Come on, girl, get out of the desert. Come on. Come on. Come on out of that desert. You don't need to be in that desert. You're a co-creator. You're a child of God. Once you recognize it, you become very worthy, and everything you create becomes your manifestation. You hear the words, you know the words, but you want to keep that secret. Don't you? You don't want anybody to know. Okay? You going to work on that for me? I love you too much to leave you out there in the desert. Okay?
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
I know you do. I know you do. But you won't tell me your secret. Who are you? Tell me your secret. Come on.
Guess I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of in a garden.
You don't know who you are. You're still going to wander, right? Come on out of the desert. I will give you some water. When you're in the desert, you need water, right? You want some water? Here it is. It's called the living water. You ever hear of that before? The living water?
No.
Okay, here it is. It's called spirit. Water is spirit. Okay, here's a little story about water. Do you ever hear the story about water?
No.
Okay. Well, this man filled up 2 jars of water. Okay? Put cap on them. 1 jar of water, he talked hate to it. That's right. He said, I hate you. I hate you. He stood there for days and days. Okay? The other jar of water, he said, I love you. I love you. I love you. That's right. And the jar that had the water in it that he hated turned all black and muddy and disgusting. Yeah. He said nothing but hate to it. That jar of water did not know what was happening to it. It took on everything from the world. It said, I hate, I hate, I hate. To the jar of water. To a jar of water. This was a scientific experiment. But to the other jar, he spoke love and kindness. And that water started to sprinkle and live and turn beautiful. So I'm going to speak the living water to you. God loves you. I love you. And you are a child of God. I've revealed your secret. You are water. Is that not true? Is your physical body not mostly water, my dolly?
Yeah.
So I'm giving you living water today. And you're in the desert. You're wandering. You don't need to wander anymore. God has recognized you. The recording angel has wrote it in your record. And you are a child of God. You don't need to hold your secret any longer. Let it go. Will you let it go? I'll ask you one more time. Who are you?
I don't know if I'm ready yet. I don't know.
You're not ready to say who you are. You won't tell me who you are? You want to keep it a secret?
I think, yeah.
Okay, you keep it a secret and you keep wondering. But remember, I gave you living water because I love you. You're my sister. You are my sister. Okay, good. That's part of your secret. We're sisters. But the big part will get you out of wandering. Okay? You think about it. Call me back. I'm always here. Okay?
No, I appreciate that. That's very good insight, and I understand completely what you mean.
I know you do.
Yeah.
And in the chat room, she listed the man's name who did that experience, and I think she spells it, I'm not sure, it's M-A-S-U-R-A-T-O. His last name is E-M-O-T-O. Emoto, that's correct. Yeah, the last name is Emoto. You can Google it. He did that experiment with water, proving that if he loved the water, it lived. But if he hated the water, it died. Check out that experience. It's a very good experience, scientifically proven. So I know if I love you, that you will live. You will accept the living water and you will reveal yourself to everybody because that's who you are. Got it?
Yes.
Love you. Take care.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Leave away. I'll be back in a minute.